Hello! Welcome back to Cantripped episode 9. As per usual, my name is Jamie. My pronouns are they, them. I will be your host and DM today, and here is my party.
Hello, I'm Art. My pronouns are they, them. I play Kieran. Their pronouns are he, they.
Hello, I'm Beck. My pronouns are she, they, and I play Rowan, whose pronouns are she, her.
Hi, my name's Kona. My pronouns are he, him, and I play Dan, whose pronouns are he, they.
Hi, I'm Ben. I use he, they pronouns, and I'm playing Nephris, who uses he, him pronouns.
Quick recap for everyone where we last left off after our adventure of rescuing Dan from the prison fight ring he had gotten himself into. Returned back to Nancy's for another night. There's some tension in the air between Neff and Dan and everyone else. If I remember correctly, there was a super cute Kieran and Rowan scene right before we went to bed. So,
oh yeah!
I believe that was the last point that we had left off on. So if we want to pick up where we left off right there, Rowan has just finished basically tucking Kieran in.
I put him to sleep.
EP time.
I think what she's gonna do is once Kieran is EP, and she wants to take her stuff down to the room that Dan is in. She's going to see if he wants company, and if he does, she will stick around, and if he doesn't, she will leave him be.
I think, there's not too many other rooms in this little apartment, and I believe Dan had said that, Nancy had showed him to a bathroom to, clean up and things. So honestly, I think Dan's best bet is literally sleeping downstairs in the bakery area, bringing the little cot that was upstairs for him downstairs.
I thought.
So if you want to, bring down the blankets
Yeah.
That makes sense. Sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's just setting up a little cot in the bakery area. And maybe he's sitting on it. And I think if he's sitting on it, he's got a little threads of leather that he's braiding together, just to pass the time.
Hey.
Hello.
You want company? That sounds weird. You're about to go to sleep. I mean, I didn't want, after all of, she kind of gestures towards upstairs, that you to feel like you're the outsider or anything. So, if you don't mind, I was gonna set up.
Thank you.
Okay. She'll kind of set some blankets in the corner.
The cot out of the way a bit.
This is so awkward, and I kind of live for it.
It is very awkward, and I feel like that fits. It fits.
Yeah.
I think Dan maybe is just sitting up on his cot and he's like, Rowan, can I ask, why did you all come to get me out of there? I mean, I know I sent the coin, but I feel like we didn't really know each other, and I appreciate it, obviously, but I don't know. I don't want you all to get hurt because you tried to break me out of prison.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're right. We don't really know each other, but I kind of... Alright, I'll be real with you. This is not my first prison break, so I could handle a prison break, and you just seemed like you needed help. And I thought it was the right thing to do.
Thank you. I owe the three of you more than I could express. So if there's anything you need, I don't think I'm going anywhere for a little bit. So just let me know.
Yeah, of course. Here, I'll cash that in right now. When this is all over, you help me write another song about all this, and we'll call it square.
You know what? Fair enough. I will help you write another song about all of this.
Awesome.
Have the recollections of Rowan added to your, I'm sure, long list of stories. They're just chatting.
I want to establish them as buds. I want to.
Yeah, I messaged back and was like, I want friend content, please. Can we talk? Can we have them be friends?
Cute, love it. All right, so going to bed. Past that, so those two are downstairs. Kieran and Neff are upstairs. The only thing I had before we can jump to next day is real quick. I'm gonna steal Art for secrets.
Oh, into the first secrets of the session.
I don't know if you hadn't guessed. Dream time. So Kieran is honkshu me, and you are quote unquote awoken by the slight crackling in the air, wind sweeping through the room. No dramatic window throw this time.
Oh, okay. We're switching it up.
Switching it up a little. You will kind of wake up, and instead of this kind of loud, dramatic entrance you had seen from Eudora previously. This time, you wake up and she is sitting a couple feet, not like in your space, but just kind of sitting close to you. Still a very dramatic, elegant appearance, the way that her clothes seem to flow in the wind and their hair kind of fades out into clouds and lightning, as I had described in previous, casually.
Yeah, just, like you do on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
I think Kieran is less spooked because the display's a little less, but still a good amount of spooked. Kind of like,
That's very
is he
fair.
just standing? Is this like a dream thing where I'm just in the same room that I'm in, kind of, or am I like in a different space when I've had these?
I think you're in the same room. Like, you could look over and see Neff curled up
Okay.
on the blankets, but like underneath blankets asleep. But
Yeah. Kieran does that thing where the blanket's being pulled up, like as if he has to be not as if he like he pulls up higher on his shoulders as if he's it's like the energy is if you're trying to be decent and like you're caught, but actually it's just I'm scared and I need the security blanket in this moment.
He is so precious.
He's just a little guy trying to get his eeps. He got a bedtime story and everything.
He got a bedtime story and everything.
He did. I don't even think Kieran says anything. I think Frozen and just staring just long.
I think Eudora will just kind of quietly look at you for a moment, like almost as if they're also trying to think of what to say. And after a moment, they will go, "Your brother is safe."
Yes? How do you know? Where is he?
I spoke to him briefly. I apologize I haven't come to tell you sooner. It took quite a lot of my energy to find him. But he is safe. He is in the village that you are heading to.
Well, that's good. You've been speaking to him. Then I'll find him in the village and I can give this to him. And then it'll all be good. I'm glad it's on the way where we're going. It's like, good, nice, wonderful. Steve, we're already going in that direction. I don't have to inconvenience anybody. Win for Kieran.
She will, look at you for a moment again and be like, I cannot tell either of you what the correct decision is to make, no matter how much Aurelius would wish it. But I just wanted you to know that he is safe.
Maybe quiet for a second before,
Thank you. I'm glad he is okay. Thank you for telling me.
They will go, I cannot tell you what the right thing to do is, but I can tell that this is what you need to do. Sleep well. Find your brother. Everything will be okay.
and I think Kieran just gives a shaky nod because that flows pretty in line with what he thinks he's got to do. Yep.
Aw. He makes me so sad. I love him so much, but in a sad way.
I shake him like the little cat.
Shake
And I go, "Oh, you little thing, you."
Yeah, and
But yeah,
then
we'll go back Hongshoon.
go back Hongshoon.
in
Yeah.
Muni's.
And then you second dramatic wake up. I feel
No second dramatic wake up. I
going
do
back
think it takes a while to go back to Hongshoon.
Okay.
It takes a little bit, but
Yeah.
eventually.
I will say, you don't Eudora doesn't say anything else, but you can feel their presence, almost like a warmth kind of there until you fall asleep.
Ah, cry. This is wonderful.
That's all.
Okay.
We could pop back
Bye.
in. Everyone Hongshoe. Me. You know how it is.
Mm-hmm.
Next morning, as you might expect, Nancy's up really early to begin cooking breakfast again. So I feel like she would be trying to keep it down to not wake up Dan and Rowan, who are already down in that space. She's just quietly
I feel like
cooking
Dan's
around.
probably already awake.
Yeah.
I think Rowan could
Jeez.
sleep through a bombing.
I love that for her. Was
I don't
Rowan
know.
the
I
one
don't
that we
think Dan
compared
has
to the
that
clip
much.
from Frozen where the hair is
Yes,
crazy?
yes.
Yes, it was.
That scene where she's just out, that's Rowan on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
As Dan wakes up. I love it here. Okay.
It's so funny because girl lives on the streets, but she does not sleep like someone who lives on the street.
So Dan wakes up. Neff has been waking up pretty early the last couple of days, so I assume that's consistent.
Yes, that is very
So
consistent.
when Neff comes
In fact,
downstairs, Rowan's out on the floor. Dan and Nancy are up.
Is Dan like in the main bakery space with Nancy, or is he like in a separate room?
I assume he's in the main space because in my brain it's like the storefront area, and then behind a counter is where Nancy is, and then there's like the kitchen behind there. So I guess maybe she's back in the kitchen and you're out in the front. So maybe
I was just
really-
wondering. I was like, did he sleep in the kitchen? That doesn't seem hygienic.
Yeah, no,
He
that
would
makes
have
sense.
felt
You're
that.
right. You're right. I don't know why. You're right.
He slept on the
No, you're good.
storefront floor.
Storefront floor, and then Nancy's
Yeah,
like
that's
through
sort of
like
what I was thinking.
like saloon door kind of thing into the kitchen.
Yeah.
I see it.
You see
love-
it? Okay.
It's
I see the vision.
Seeing the vision. Fantastic.
Oh
Cool.
boy.
If
Well.
Nephris is coming. If Nephris is coming downstairs, Dan is just already awake at the table. He's just sitting there.
Yep. Hold on, I gotta stretch.
Quietly mutes Mike.
Yeah, real.
Listen, let us monologue at each other for a little. I suppose it's not a monologue if we're doing it at each other. Let us dialogue.
Let us dialogue at each
other.
I feel bad for Nancy who has to awkwardly sit in the middle of this.
I was gonna say Nancy's gonna have to just look at us from the kitchen.
I've got a plan of action in my brain and I'm gonna execute it. And I'm Vinit _ is very unhappy about this plan of action that is about to occur. However, I can't metagame. So Neff is gonna come downstairs, probably head into the kitchen and just like give a short hello to Nancy and ask if she needs any help with anything for breakfast.
Should be like, oh dear, you're more than welcome to help. You know where the aprons are, but I'm quite capable as well.
Okay. I might leave it to you then, if that's all right.
Of course, of course.
He's gonna kind of like back out of the kitchen and then walk into the front area and kind of sigh to himself and plop himself down on one of the tables. Envision him sitting there with his head in his hands, just like, I don't want to be here. This motherfucker's awake and I don't want to be here.
It's just glaring at him. Nephris?
What?
He's just waiting for Neff to say something else. He's just glaring. He's just
I love how genuinely painful this is for you.
I know, I'm so sad that I have to be mean. I'm sobbing internally.
I can give you a
haven't
second.
said
I can let you
anything
cook
yet.
and just describe Dan things.
Yeah,
You
make
said
let me
nothing.
cook.
Alright, I'll let you cook. I feel like Dan. Let me break out my writer's skills. Cracks knuckles. It's time for adjectives. Dan does not make
Sorry, that was really funny. I laughed with my mic muted, and I needed to know you didn't know how hard I laughed at cracked knuckles. It's time for adjectives. Continue.
If he has slept, he has not slept well. He looks like a mess still. His eyes are red and puffy and probably still has a black eye because he didn't end up healing himself fully when he healed himself last time. He kept like one or two of his little like lay on hands points in case someone else might need them. So he's still a little beaten up and sore. And he's just kind of the same as he was the night before, maybe just like fiddling with little scraps of leather and weaving them together. And he's slipped them away into a pocket when F showed up. And he's just staring with yellow
at
eyes.
him. Oh.
And eventually he maybe just like taps his fingers on the table and is like, we need to talk, I think.
Well, I don't have anything to say to you, so I think there's nothing to be said.
No, I think you do have something to say to me, actually. And he maybe like stands up a little bit and leans on the table.
What on earth would I have left to say to you?
I don't know, I need some kind of answer or explanation because nothing fits together here in my mind. Everything that I thought I had established and that I thought I knew is now crumbling around me, and you seem to be at the center of it somehow, and I really need to know your part in all of this.
Oh, he wants to understand his part in this. Oh, that's so funny. It's really simple for you to sit here and center me in your conflict when I want no part of this at all. You're really slow when it comes to this. Let me just... Neff's like kind of like outbursting, and he's deeply unhappy. He's gonna like kind of slam his hands down on the table, and he's gonna kind of stand up and attempt to meet Dan's level of gaze.
Oh, okay. Wait, this is a question from my mind. How big is this table that we're at?
If
I'm
it's
thinking coffee shop table, right?
yeah, I was gonna say if it's a little
Coffee
coffee
shop
shop, little tiny coffee shop table, or it could be like the front counter that you guys have been, the bar top area, which makes less sense but is bigger.
Coffee shop
I
table.
assume coffee shop table.
Cool, sounds good.
How close are we to a wall right now?
Oh my god, I guess I suppose as
Connor?
close as you
I
want
grapple
to
him.
be.
I grapple him.
I
right
grapple
fucking now.
Don't use the
I will
word
roll.
grapple.
That's the no. I want to roll to grapple him.
Oh
Maybe
my
we're not as far from the kissing as I thought.
Okay, if it's a legitimate grapple attempt, both of you roll strength.
Oh boy.
That's a
Hold on.
nat 20.
Oh my god! The dice are pushing the agenda. The dice know.
Let me roll, Jesus.
Rowan's gonna be pissed that she missed this. Just sleeping in the corner while this happens.
Dan is pissed. Okay, Dan is pissed, and
I rolled. You know what? My dice put up a valiant fight. I rolled a 17.
We tried.
Damn. Okay. Where do we go from here?
all right, Dan is grabbing, like, reaching across the table and like grabbing the like collar of Neff's shirt and like swinging him around the table against the wall. It's like, I don't know what you think is happening right now, but there are forces that are a lot bigger than both of us that are currently trying to keep me down. So I would really appreciate if you just and then he like kind of like realizes what he's doing and he
Hold on.
lets
Before he
go
pulls
and
away,
steps
no.
back.
No. Probably as he realizes what he's doing, Neff's gonna grab Dan's wrist and kind of keep him there. He's gonna kind of like lean forward a little bit, almost as if he's trying to intimidate Dan, and it's probably not working. But he's gonna lean forward and he's going to kind of spit at Dan and go, I am fully aware of the forces at play here. How dare you lecture me about the forces at play? I'm fully aware. I have been running from the forces at play for weeks. And then he's gonna like take his hands off Dan's wrist and then shove him off. And I presume Dan probably like stumbles a tiny bit, but not much.
Yeah, I think so.
And
I feel like maybe it did
yeah.
intimidate him a little bit now that he's like already reeling a bit.
And Neff's gonna kind of like push him off and like brush himself off and look over and go, you touch me again, you won't be keeping your hands.
I feel like
Anyway,
Dan,
take it from
like,
there.
maybe not, like, I don't think, like, smile, but I think that his lip, like, twitches slightly at the mention of taking his hands. And then he's, I have been chasing the forces at play here for about 10 years, so I feel like maybe I'm sorry, I shouldn't have. And he moves back over to the table and he just like sits back down heavily, puts his head in his hands. If I put what I know on the table about the First Syndicated, I don't expect you to do the same or to share anything about yourself, but I need to know that you're not with them, and I feel like that's become increasingly apparent. And when I noticed that you were disguising yourself at the coronation, I jumped to conclusions.
Yes, clearly you jumped to conclusions. Every single decision I've watched you make has been stupid and self-sacrificial. Neff's gonna kind of like sigh, hand on hip, other hand running through hair. This man looks so severely stressed, but also is like so angry.
I think Dan is trembling very slightly as he sits at the table. Why? I don't know. Maybe it's anger. Maybe it's sad. He's just going through it.
There's something
he
causing
is.
trembling.
Hmm.
Anyway.
Yeah, Ben. Yeah.
Is
You wanna
that
say that again?
yeah?
No, and that's about as much as nope, that's it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Leave it at that.
yeah, man.
Don't Ben me. Art's not even doing it right now. How dare you Ben me?
Art.
being good and listening to the monologue. Okay, I'm being normal and just sending cat photos to people. Okay, I'm being normal here.
Neff is going to word dump. Are we ready? Yes, we're ready. Okay, I take the silence as a yes. You landing yourself in that prison, you dragged me right back into the Force Indicator's radar. I thought I was far off it. You don't know the people I had to speak to, the names I had to pull to get you out of there. You're mighty lucky that Kieran has money. You are so lucky, because without that, you would still be in there.
I am lucky. I'm fully aware of that. I just don't. If it was such a risk for you, if it was so dangerous, why did you go along with it?
I don't know. I stuck around for Kieran and Rowan and you as well, because I thought maybe I could make friends for the first time in decades. You gave off this impression that maybe you were kind, maybe you were homely in some aspect. And then by the time we got to the prison break, I was too far in. I worked it out pretty quick that you were affiliated with the Force Indicated. I didn't know how. But you have to think about what that looks like to everyone else. Have you ever considered that maybe putting the Force Indicated sigil on letters that you hand us and carrying around a Force Indicated ring? Did you ever think about how that might look to someone else? How that might look to someone who is also running from the Force Indicated? You expected me to think of you as a friend? It is depressing how easy I found it to trust you. But I don't think that trust exists anymore. And if you're staying, if you're going to help Kieran with what he needs help with, you may have to earn that back. Because I don't know how to feel about any of this.
I figured that if I was going to be killed, I might as well leave some record of who did it on the letter and the ring. And Dan actually reaches over, and I don't think he moved the ring from the table since last night when he left it there.
It's been sitting on the table this whole time.
It's just been sitting on the table this whole time. And he just picks it up and starts turning it over his fingers. He goes, I have carried this with me since I cut it off the hand of the man who owned it. And it's more useful than you might think to look like one of them. Most people don't even know what the Syndicated are, let alone who's part of it.
Yes, and they're lucky for it.
They are. Sorry that we've both been so unlucky. I will do my best to earn your trust back, Nevers, but I will do everything in my power to help you and Kieran and Rowan, because I owe you that, and because despite what you may think, I do try my best to be kind, but I'm not going to change how I do what I do to search for your forgiveness.
Well, if you're not going to change, then you don't owe me anything. Consider that tie severed. And then Neff's gonna kind of sit back down at the table. And I don't think he's gonna say anything more.
They're just wiping small tears from his face, but he doesn't say anything else.
Rowan's just asleep on the floor this whole time. Oh my god. Okay.
We're done. We're done now. That's how little. There we go. We did it.
Okay, you guys
Jimmy,
are...
can I make that canon?
Ask Connor and Ven if Rowan overheard that.
Go for it.
Can I do that?
Wait,
Okay.
can you roll for it? Can you roll
Can I
for
roll?
it?
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll roll.
sure.
I'll roll.
I feel like there's no way that you guys are talking at the volume you were and slamming someone against
Yeah.
the wall
Other people
in the
house.
morning after
know I
sleeping,
said-
and you're in the room that you
Yeah.
can't hear this.
Yeah, I know
Rowan
I said she
pretending
could
she's
sleep
asleep.
through a bombing, but I think at the slam that probably woke her up, and she was just
Yeah.
sitting
That
there
was the
awkwardly.
bombing.
No
She,
way.
she was
From that
just
point
she was
on.
just lying there awkwardly, like, do
I'm
I
asleep,
pretend to get
I'm
up?
asleep. Anyway, so the two of you are kind of cooling off in the kitchen, and I think there's a small creak on the stairs that you guys perhaps hear, and Kite is standing there Because, you know, Kite is used to Nancy's schedule, so Kite would be the next one awake, logically, if they weren't already and just hadn't made it down the stairs yet. And I think Kite will walk into the room and go,
Is this guy bothering you? This little cat just looks really, really unimpressed at this strange man in his house. Bothering the person he likes the least in the house. But person I like least beats stranger.
Person I like least has just shifted.
oh my god, perfect.
Neff's gonna kind of like double take, and then he's gonna go, "No, it's fine. Adult business. Don't worry about it."
He like bristles at like adult business. I feel like he's like so like thrown off, like fuck you, but also like can't.
Sorry.
Guess who immediately got bonked back down on the people I like least list? Damn.
Maybe you deserve to get yelled at.
My
Jeez.
God.
I have a lore question.
Yes.
Does Dan know what a tabaxi is?
No, there's no way. Dan
Okay.
has never.
Full-sized cat.
Cat child.
Oh, cat child
Then it
just
just
appeared in
takes
the
a
doorway,
second
looking
to,
very
like-
angry at you.
Blink and stare at giant cat. I'm sorry if we woke you at all. I don't believe we've met.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Dan.
Nancy says you're not supposed to bother people. You're
Yeah,
bothering them.
Nancy's right.
You're not supposed to bother
Yo.
people in the bakery. I get rid of people who bother people in the bakery.
I'm sure you're very good at
Cat
that
says this as a threat. This is a slash threat. slash threat. Slash level 2 threat, bitch.
Ooh, he's threatening you.
I'm picturing like because Dan's like this huge orc,
Dan's
right?
definitely the taller man. Dan's so
Just
tall.
getting
I'm so
threatened
small.
by this cat child. Just kidding.
Oh my god,
Bristling
fantastic.
little angry cat child.
If
I
Rowan's
love
been
this
awake this
deeply.
whole time.
I'm gonna take this moment to she really over exaggerates like the stretch and yawn. She has never woken up this gracefully in her life. Fun fact. But she's like, "Hey, but morning."
I think Dad fully
No
forgot
one
the
is
front
saying
was also
morning
in the room.
So breakfast?
I'm gonna go get Kieran.
I'm gonna go
You do
tell
that.
Kieran.
I'm gonna turn around and go upstairs.
And
That was the energy.
do
I'm gonna go
that.
Dad
snitch.
looks,
I'm gonna go tell on
I'm gonna
you.
go tell mom.
I'm gonna go tell on you. Fuck you.
Dan looks to Neff and then thinks better of talking to Neff and looks to Rowan and says, that was a cat, right?
Yo, that cat was
it's-
talking,
it's-
right?
Yeah, it's Kite. They're at Tabaxi.
Okay.
You're about two.
Questions.
Neff's gonna go. You're about 2 days late on that revelation, unfortunately.
I
Okay.
was otherwise indisposed at the time.
Okay, breakfast. Breakfast sounds real good right about now.
Nancy, who was either hiding in the kitchen or had escaped to upstairs, comes back in and is like, "Yes, breakfast? Anyone?"
That sounds great, Nancy. Do you need any help with anything? She gets up. She's over there so fast. She's like, "Please get me out of this room, please."
Nancy's like, yes, sure, if you would like to come help, and it will help you escape into the kitchen, like she's done, but she will...
Nancy's a real one.
Guys, this time we've spent 45 minutes before we even got to breakfast.
Shit, really?
Yeah.
Shit. I'm sorry.
You're good.
I'm sorry. That's on me.
I'm sorry, we wanted to role play.
It's good, I
wanted to
love
yell
it.
at
It's so good.
It's just
so
funny.
good, though.
Okay, so Kite wakes up Kieran. Everyone is downstairs for breakfast, correct?
I would like to say, in the canon of hearts, Kieran was up for this conversation. Just when it started getting loud, did not come downstairs. And I think Kite would have found Kieran kind of posted up, sat at the door of the room, and like Kite being like, hear it and like him being like, "Are they done yelling?" And that is when Kieran would have come down, when it actually got fully quiet downstairs for a hot bit, and Kite helping him come downstairs.
I love that the whole party listened to this and was just like,
It's
we're
not a big
gonna let
house.
them go at it.
Eavesdrop
You
in.
didn't
not a
take
big
it for the
house.
secrets chat. It's free game.
It's free game.
You just
Have
have to
your
yell on the
embarrassingly
foyer.
loud fight in the kitchen. There's no privacy in this house. What are you talking about?
It's a tiny
This is
little
a-
house.
This is a 2-bedroom home.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
2-room home, I mean.
Yeah. Okay.
Tiny.
So I think as everyone's eating a rather awkward breakfast, Nancy is going to be like, well, so it sounds like people may be leaving to continue?
What?
We have to go to another village to try and find out more information.
Are you gonna come back?
Yes. Once we find out what we need, we'll be right back. Oh, I will. Let me not speak for all of them. I will be back.
I mean, I'll come back and say hi. I go wherever I feel like, so I wouldn't mind coming back and
I'm
saying hello.
independent.
I'm
Do what I
independent.
want.
The other two are
Like,
silent.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
these guys, you'll never see them again. And Kite's like, good.
It's like, good. Those are the two I didn't want to anyway.
I didn't even like those ones.
So, after breakfast, what's the plan, guys?
Well,
is the
first
plan?
Off, Nancy.
We don't have to.
Neff's-
I have a little thought if Dan could pull Kieran aside, but I don't want to hog up a lot of time of just me, Dan, talking to people.
Could it be something maybe once we've like exited?
We
since
can
we
also
have
do
been
it
in
on the
one
road. Yeah,
like,
we have
singular
been
spot.
in Nancy's house for a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah.
I
Damn
think we should.
breakfast.
I think we've got to leave
Um,
Nancy's kitchen like
We gotta leave.
in an episode, maybe.
I got a thing.
We gotta get out of here.
Ben has a thing. Ben has a thing.
Well, I presume that like everyone's gonna pack up and get ready to leave. But before they all leave, Neff's gonna kind of pull Nancy aside,
Yes.
and go, "I'm sorry for causing a disturbance this morning, and I hate to leave on this note, but I'm really thankful that you've let us stay for as long as you have."
She's like, oh, of course. I can tell that everyone here is dealing with a lot at the moment. It is not a problem.
And Neff's gonna kind of look a little bit confused at what Nancy said, but he's not gonna question it. He's gonna kind of go, "Thank you for letting us stay." By the way, I feel like I haven't emphasized any gratitude. I'm not used to staying in places very long, so.
Oh, she's like, of course, dear. I know I only met you all by happenstance, but you have been kind to Kieran and Kite, and they're the closest thing to family I have. So you are welcome here whenever.
Oh, okay. And Neff's gonna kind of look real happy about that, and then he's gonna. He's probably. Then he'll take his leave, and he's wearing his. He'll put his After that, he'll put his disguise self spell on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could
And he's
I do?
going out the door.
Sorry. Could I do like
I'm done.
one really quick thing if we are like leaving?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Can I like specifically when Nancy is not around and Kite is, can I like gesture Kite over real fast?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna pull out a very like I'm gonna pull out a little pouch that if you shake it, it's got coins in it. And I'm gonna say, okay, so I seriously doubt that your mom is not gonna let us do anything for her for letting us stay here, but I want you to make sure she gets this at some point, okay?
Yes, I can. Yeah. I can do that. I can. She'll never even know. I'll just sneak it in. I'll sneak it in. I know where.
She'll
I know where she
never
keeps.
even know.
I know where she keeps the money. He's gonna take it and like tuck it into his hood like he's doing like a drug deal, like he sneaks it in, like it's gone.
It's in
somewhere in
the
his
treasure.
hood.
Rowan looks mildly concerned, but also incredibly proud at the same time. She's like, okay, all right, that'll work.
This is my
Nah,
favorite
TP
thing.
proves.
You take care of her, okay?
Okay.
And you.
I know. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, you're good. I was gonna ask if they're heading out. Can I
I was
have
gonna
my
say,
little guy
Yeah. Kieran
give his
definitely
little goodbyes?
wants some goodbyes. Dan, was there? Connor, was there anything specific you wanted to do before heading out? Otherwise,
Really, really fast.
Like-
She also scratches him behind the ears when she said you take care of him.
He looks
Oh.
about like he was gonna maybe like smack her a little bit for it, but then you get to the actual ear scritch and he kind of is like, oh, okay, well that feels pretty great, and accepts it. He accepts the pet.
All right, cool. That's good.
Connor.
Exactly. Like Dan was gonna do something similar, but I don't think he would go to Kite about it. I think he would just like leave a bag of like 10, 15 gold pieces somewhere.
Damn.
Again, I don't think he would approach Kite because Kite clearly doesn't like it.
You look at
But
Kite, and Kite will just like kind of vaguely like ears pinned back, kind of be like,
I was gonna have him like leave because he has on his character sheet a knife or like a dagger that he doesn't use. And I was gonna have him leave it for Kite, but also I don't think he would leave a knife for a child
Yeah,
that
that
doesn't
seems.
like him. Like, seems like a bad idea. He's just leaving the gold. He leaves just like a bag of gold, and he maybe.
Okay. See, you say
goes to
that,
Nancy.
and I had quite a silly little idea before Kieran. Can I actually poke Neff?
Yes.
Okay. I think after you talk to Nancy, Kite's gonna like try and look nonchalant about like sliding over to you in that way that cats do when they're like, I don't want to be associated with you, but also I'm gonna be in your vicinity now. And not even looking at Neff, just kind of like is just slides over and being sneaky, slips something to Neff. Hands like tries to like indicate like be sneaky with me. I'm handing you a thing.
Yeah. Neff will take
And
the thing.
As Connor said, I'm not gonna give a knife to a child. The child is giving a knife to Nephris.
Oh my god.
And this time says, next time he bothers you like that, you should just stab him. And then just like walks away.
Imagine being
before you-
armed
before
by a
you-
12-year-old. Oh my god.
I have a small knife. I literally on my character sheet have a small knife.
I love Kite so
Before Kite leaves,
Mhm.
Neff's gonna kind of smile about it and go, "You kind of remind me of when I was younger. Look after yourself."
You should
And then
get
let
cooler.
him go.
I'm already cooler than you and you're older, so like you should work on that. And then he's gonna leave.
Oh, this is my favorite thing ever. Oh my
I
god.
love this kid.
So much.
And now he realizes that he actually has to go talk to Kieran, which he kept putting off because he didn't want to have
yeah.
to say bye to Kieran.
I feel like Kieran is very you can correct me if I'm wrong, Art, but I feel like Kieran is obviously standing, waiting for everyone else to leave so he can have his goodbyes with Nancy.
Yeah,
and
Neff's
Kite.
out the door.
Neff's already gone.
Silence from the others. I assume that they're also gone. And I think
Get out.
get the. Sorry, I keep cursing over here.
I need
It's
to have a
PG.
moment.
Oh yeah, can we get a meow? Thanks. You'll have to use that.
Fantastic, thank you.
I hope even when like Kite's not canonically here, we just get some recordings from Hey Hey of just some mouse, just a couple B rolls.
I will.
You just send an audio
Oh,
file.
please, just send me an audio file of 10 separate
worries.
meows. I'm begging.
And meows for every occasion. Kieran is going up to Nancy once they have pitted off. And I think he's like got the bag. There's like some of the breakfast in his pockets because we've just established he does that. All ready to go. And I think he's like paused for a moment in that way where you have like your bag in your hand and you're kind of ringing the buckle. And he can't really think of words and is like trying to be not teary-eyed and really sad. Because this is the first time he's been away. This will be the first time he's left any part of his home or in any capacity. It's the first time he'll be away from her. It's really scary. It's like a kid going off to college in a way. I think he can't think of words and then just kind of runs in for a hug. And a lot of times, I think we've done hugs from Nancy and Kieran. She has initiated it, even like waiting for him to seem that he also wants the hug, but typically she's going in first. I think this is him, like, full on big hug, grabbing at her head buried in, and just like hug moment.
I will sob.
He is sobbing.
No.
Just from the safety of the hug.
Don't think Nancy says anything. I think she's just holding you so tight. Big
And
hug.
just have Kieran like up on the side of Kite, just like on the side of Kieran, kind of just like goes in and does like face rubbies on his shoulder.
I think Kieran opens up the hug. Now it's a family hug.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Let him in.
And you do the face rubbies. Kieran picks up on it and he's rubbing back. We're doing little head nuzzles now. And kind of pulls back, wiping eyes. Like,
I will be back once I figure things out.
Better be back.
Of course. Yeah.
If you're not, I'm gonna come find you.
I believe you. You probably do a very good job.
here, and I'll take. I like to imagine of all the fabrics and things that got going on up in here, we'll just grab like a nice scarf, and I think this is something he maybe had from his mother, and kind of put it. It's like a little handkerchief, like a bandana, kind of like that square, and put his arms around Kite and tie it around his neck, and just like a little handkerchief, and be like,
You hold on to that until I get back.
And
Then I will trade it for something cooler.
No, you have to take something right now, so that you have to promise you have to come back, because you have to give it back, but you have to promise you come back.
Oh, okay.
And he's gonna take off. There's a token from his parents that he wears around his neck. That is the feather of a kite bird, and it's one of his little prized possessions. And he's gonna take off the necklace, and he's a little short, and he has paws. They're not very dexterous, in terms of tying tight, small necklace clasps. But does his
I
best.
take the. Can I say
He struggles
just
with it. He's gonna hand
emotionally?
it to Nancy. And be
I was
like,
gonna say,
"Put it on him."
can I take the executive? Can I say that maybe Nancy just puts hands with the paws and helps tie it with him? So they both put it around his neck. So they both help around his neck, and it's like a promise from them both.
I'm gonna cry.
You gotta come back and give it back, because it's really, really important to me.
I promise I will. I haven't broken that promise yet.
And doesn't do a pinky promise, but just puts hand in the shape of a paw, like a paw promise.
Oh.
He'll do it back. He'll put paw to Kieran's paw shape.
Mm-hmm. It's like paw to paw and then paw over heart, I think is their thing that they've developed. So like putting a hand over the handkerchief and the hand over the necklace after putting your paws together.
This is you monsters. How dare you?
I
How
think
did we go?
one last hug
Who
and
just
like
womp-womped?
It was hard.
How
God damn it!
I do it every time.
How did we go from like a homoerotic
you say
fight
this is such
to like
a drastic
the
tone
saddest
shift.
thing I've
Hey, man,
ever seen.
You put me and Hey in a room, we're gonna find a
That's
way
so
to
true.
make it upsetting. So one last hug, and like forehead touch to both of them. And I think even as he's like stepping back, sometimes it's like, oh, I should turn away and like not look back. But I think he steps out of the house looking at them to keep the little image in his brain.
Ow.
And maybe does like one last little royal head bow before he closes the door. And then turns to look at his new
You are the cruelest
friends.
motherfucker.
And then
Slash
turns to look at
pause.
the others. Yeah, turns to look at the little compatriots that he's acquired in the last, I don't know, couple of days. And it's like,
Okay, ready?
I
As
suppose.
we'll ever be.
Oh my god. Okay. Hey, you can head out.
Hee hee,
If
I
you'd like, I
leave.
can
I'm gonna
free
go
you.
make dinner. I'm so hungry.
Yeah, oh,
Bye.
please go
Nice
eat.
dinner.
Bye, hey.
Goodbye.
You
Thank
are
you for
Goodbye.
coming and breaking our
amazing.
heart.
Stab Dan later for me, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm on it.
I love that you were like, I'm not gonna give the child a knife. I'm like, yeah, because the child's gonna give you a knife.
Child already
Dan.
has a knife, don't worry.
Child already has a
Already
knife.
knife.
I'll win Kite's affection.
No,
That's
you
my
won't.
goal. No.
No, you won't.
You
Goodbye.
go,
Wow.
Bye. His grandmother you was my favorite.
Oh no, same.
Anyway,
I
I
like the
will
bird.
I will set up and kind of explain this journey that we have ahead of us, because Kieran knows the kingdom, so even if he hasn't done the journey, he'd like know, and everyone else got here somehow. Everyone would be kind of familiar.
We're
with
not
what's-
flying blind.
Yeah. Where is
Kieran's
my...
like, I know the map, but it's like someone who has like just the full-on map. I mean, it's like the big one of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
entire U.S. and it's like so many folds. He's got one of those.
It is a multi-day journey to get all the way out of this kingdom. And it's kind of like a day through the city, the like kingdom city-ish area, and then roughly like a day through the kind of outskirts of the kingdom, which is like smaller villages into farmland, and then a day that's like just straight up through the farmland to this village, which is also a lot more farmland. You know what I mean? So we've got a 3-day trip ahead of us. I have like an encounter or two for each day. One thing you would be roughly prepared for is that there is like, not on the outskirts of the entire kingdom, but on the outskirts of the main city, there is like gates that are up that are normally guarded, but like nothing that should be hard to get through. Just that is the only time that you will definitely encounter guards on your way that you know of. But yeah, we're going to Roxham. I have my map up. Or I should, but I don't. I'm gonna get it.
Road trip.
Road trip!
Guys, we're
So,
adventuring now. We're an
Are we there
adventuring
yet?
party.
Yay!
I will throw you out. We're walking, and I will throw you the out. Don't do this to me.
Damn. Okay.
You
Yeah.
may not ask, are we there yet?
Okay. As you guys like begin walking, is there anything specific we're saying or doing, or any plans we have? As you're-
I feel like Neff in this 3 days is probably gonna end up like having so many random conversations with Kieran and Rowan about just like random topics. Like not gossiping, but just like discussing points of interest and like getting to know them. And I like that. I'm excited.
All right. You guys gather your things, head out.
I just realized I've been muted.
Oh no!
Neff's
What
never
were you
had
saying?
anyone
So,
to travel
out
with,
of-
so
Out of making sure I understand, and also because I zoned out for a second there like an ADHD moron. So we're not doing like the 3 days?
We are
We're
gonna do
just-
the 3 days.
Okay.
I just
cool.
wanted to
Got
overlay
it.
what was ahead of you.
Got it.
And
Cool.
it's not gonna
I
be,
wasn't sure
like-
if we were.
I have like dice rolls for each day
Okay.
and like an encounter. Like it's not.
Okay.
We'll be good. This isn't gonna be the next
wasn't-
4 episodes.
I wasn't sure if you were gonna be like, okay, we're just gonna skip to the next cool
No,
thing,
that's
or we're going through.
boring.
Fair enough, and you're right. Okay.
I'm not a breathe in, breathe out DM where like you have to like I'm gonna make you do the math for how many like
Days of
provisions
rations
you'll
we have.
need and days of yeah, no, that's boring. But you're not just gonna get there. Okay.
Fair
You're
enough.
starving.
You're actively starving for the next 3 days.
We're actively starving.
We're subsiding only on the breakfast from Nancy's that Kieran has hidden in his
In my
cloak.
pocket, that's all we have to eat. We're gonna
man.
die.
It's just the pocket waffles.
It's
No.
all I have is pocket
Not the
waffles and
pocket
pocket
waffles.
muffins.
I mean,
God
Neff
bless the
still
pocket
has
waffles.
Neff still has the stuff he stole from the coronation.
Oh yeah, he still has those cinnamon rolls. Are those not stale by now?
Those
I was
gotta
gonna
be
say,
stale,
Maybe, but I
dog.
feel like maybe, but Neff's like used to stale food, so he's gonna be fine with it.
Oh, poor guy.
I feel like
That shit
Rowan's
sounded
Yeah.
depressing as hell.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I feel
guys.
like Rowan's eating her fair share of stale stuff. She wouldn't care.
Didn't you, probably?
Aaron is not. Don't give him something stale. He will not like it. He will not
Oh my
enjoy it.
god! Wait, does that
Well,
mean?
I mean,
like,
Neff can
wait,
hunt. Oh, it depends where we are.
I'm just picturing.
Kieran
Neff-
went from
In the
living
middle of the
into
city.
a castle.
I'm just
Now,
picturing-
now he was the least loved in the castle, so it wasn't good food. But like, it wasn't stale, right?
I'm-
And
I'm-
then
House
went to
food.
live with Nancy, where everything was made with love. Do not give him bad, stale food. He will be so posh about it.
I'm just picturing like Neff being like, "Does anyone want these cinnamon rolls?" And like Dan and Rowan are like, "Oh yeah, that's fine." And then Kieran's like, "Those are how many days old?"
Why are you eating those? Don't.
They're like
no,
separately
but those.
packaged each.
No,
I reckon if they were
no,
at a
don't
buffet table.
eat the
Do not eat the cinnamon rolls from. No.
They're just a little stale. Like it's
They're
completely
so
clean.
sta-
They're
I
separately
take one.
packaged,
I
they're
take
just
one.
stale.
Kieran's like, okay, here, fine. Let me try one. I take it and I chuck it at a rock. And it bounces off.
Even scroll. They don't even get that stale. They just get flaky.
Red.
Dude, what the hell? Why are you wasting? Why are you wasting food like that? I was so surprised my accent disappeared.
Dude, what the hell? Says
You've
Brody.
got to keep all of the. You've got to keep the cinnamon roll discussion in the podcast.
I am. I'm going to because you probably won't have an hour if I don't. It's okay. Fantastic. Cool. All right. We'll end episode 9. Question 9. We'll end episode 9 there.
Hell yeah.
Yippee! All right. I made a little list of things to say because I need to start actually saying things at the end of episodes.
Yay!
Yeah, so if you are listening on YouTube, please remember to hit that like button, subscribe if you want updates for new episodes. I've been sticking to a bi-weekly schedule, but you can probably expect a bonus episode sometimes. So it's useful to have those notifications so you know when I decide to spice it up. If you
When you get a bonus.
Thank you. If you're listening on Spotify, leave us a review, follow the podcast, things like that. If you want to yell at us, there are so many places you can do that. The YouTube comment section, I know Connor lurks in there because he will send me YouTube comments before I see them myself.
I look everywhere. I'm in the walls.
He's in the goddamn walls!
On the note,
You can tell I don't use Spotify because I did not know reviews were a thing
Yeah.
on Spotify.
you can review on Spotify. Do that. Leave us a 5-star review, please.
Tell us what you liked about the
us
episode
what
and the
you liked
podcast
about
in your
it.
review. Give
Yeah.
us a little thumbs up, maybe. I don't know, guys.
Also,
Might be
Was
cool,
it the
might be
cinnamon
quirky.
rolls? Was it the gay? Was it both?
Was it the homoeroticism? Was it the child giving us a knife? You never know. We can't tell unless you tell us. So
other
you should
places to
us.
tell us, most, if not all of us. Art, do you have a Tumblr account?
Yeah. I
We
am
lurk. We
lurking.
lurk on the Tumblr account. We'll see
Dex
it. If
sends
you...
me Tumblrs.
Yell at us on Tumblr. We'll yell back at you. It's a fun little back and forth.
Go to the
Dex-
Cantripped tag. We all
Dex
hang out in there.
specifically.
I do specifically whenever I see a really good Tumblr post, I send it to Art.
Good.
In my
Good.
As you
cannon. Guy on the inside.
Yeah. The only way to
Fantastic.
experience Tumblr. Have a guy on the inside.
We lurk there. Hang out. Anyway, yeah. Come back in a couple weeks for episode 10. Bye.
Oh my god, we've made it to 10!
Yay!